Okay, in this video we're going to take a look at solving linear equations and inequalities, and we're going to use the calculator to do that. So we're going to review some steps on looking at graphs and where they intersect. So the theory here is to take an equation, and we don't have to worry about rearranging the equation. We're simply going to put everything that's on the left side into y1 and everything on the right side in y2, and we're just concerned with where they intersect. So let's see if we can pull the calculator up, and we're going to simply put in let's see, we're going to put in 2, whoops, we're going to put in 2, let's try this again, we're going to put in 2 times x minus 3 plus 5, close the parentheses, plus 5 into one equation, and into the second equation we're going to put 3 times x minus 1, and we'll sketch the graph down here, and then we'll just go and review a couple steps on how to find the intersection, and we'll see what we get here. So let's see if we can find the calculator. There we are, and we're just simply going to put those into the graph in the calculator. So y equals, and 2 x minus 3, close the parentheses and add 5 to it, and if you want to look at the graph you can certainly. It's just a line that goes through there. Looks like the y-intercept is at a -1 or so, and then in the second equation into y2 was arrow down, and put in 3 parentheses x minus 1, and we're gonna go take a look at the graph and see if we can see where the intersection is. It looks like it intersects somewhere right in here in the first quadrant. So of course we could do a couple things. We could go to the table second and the graph button, and we could go down there and we're comparing the y1 and y2 values, and when they're equal to each other, it looks like it happens at when x is 2 and y is 3. So let's go ahead and go back to the graph, and let's look at a different way to do this. You'll notice the blue buttons on top of the graphing row here. The top row is your graphing row. Everything up there has to do with the graph. We're going to hit the second button and the calculate, and we're going to take a look at number 5, which is the intersect, and we're going to see where these two curves, or these two lines intersect. So once you do that, you're basically going to hit enter 3 times. The first question it's asking you is first curve, and you can kind of see that this little blinking cursor is on the first top line, so I hit enter. Then it jumps automatically to the second curve, which is 3x minus 1. You hit enter, it's going to ask you if you'd like to guess, and we're just going to hit enter a third time, and then there you can see it. The intersection is at 2, 3. So we'll just simply put that down. The intersection is at 2, 3. And we can put it in an ordered pair, 2, 3, which is our x coordinate and our y coordinate, or you could certainly write x equals 2 and y equals 3, however you like. Alright, let's take a look at the next page, which is going to be inequalities, and we'll see if we can graph these up using the same technique. Okay, so it says to solve each one of these by graphing again, and I didn't graph the last one, but we'll take time to graph this one. So we're going to do the same technique, but we're going to say that negative 3x plus 6 has to be less than a negative 3. Alright, and then we're going to put this into the calculator and see what we get. So you think about it for a second. This first line that we're putting in, this what we put in y1, let's see if we can talk about this one. This negative 3x plus 6, this half of it, needs to be below the line negative 3. Below the line negative 3. So y2 is just going to be a horizontal line that goes at negative 3. In fact, let's do that one first. So if I can pull my calculator up again, and we'll clear this one out. Just hit the clear button. Clear that second one out. Let's put this one on. Negative 3. And you can see there's that horizontal line that was just graphed right there. So this first equation that we're about to type in there needs to be below that line. Below. So get onto that y1, type in negative 3x plus 6 and graph it. Okay, so it graphs it below here. Let's see, I don't know if I can take a picture of this. But let's go ahead and look at the intersection. Second calc, number 5, and remember it's enter, enter, enter 3 times, and they intersect at 3, negative 3. 3, negative 3. So let me see if I can draw that. When x equals 3 and y equals negative 3. That's where the two things cross, right? So we had our horizontal line, and then it crossed right here at 3, negative 3. Alright, well, I think maybe it's worth doing this one by hand just so that we can... Whoa, what happened? Let's go back to that one. Sorry about that. Let's solve this one in green here. And let's see. So we have a negative 3x plus 6 has to be less than a negative 3. So we subtract 6, and on both sides here we get a negative 9 less than a negative 3x. Divide by negative 3. Divide by negative 3. X, and remember, what do we do with this inequality when we divide by this negative quantity? We flip it around, and x has to be, greater than, not 9. X has to be greater than 3. So remember, I said what we graphed, this line that we graphed in y1 has to be less than negative 3, or below this horizontal line that I'm going to trace right here. Right? So you can see, hopefully you can see that that involves everything down and to the right. So down and to the right would be this shaded area right here, right? This shaded area. And the line, if we're just resolving it for the letter x, we just say that x has to be greater than 3. X has to be greater than 3. And that's positive 3. Okay, I hope you found this helpful, and good luck with the rest of this homework.